You've heard it everywhere, the let them theory. It's the let them go if they want to go, let them be if they want to be, let them walk right out of your life and don't even say anything. Yeah, that theory is bull. It glorifies detachment. It's pretty much the peak of the TikTok self-help psychology. The basic message is if somebody wants to leave you, leave your life, leave your relationship, then you simply let them. And look, on the whole, it's not bad, right? I mean, if somebody's going to walk out of your life, if your partner wants to leave you, like the worst thing you could do is to try and make them stay. It gives people who are not fighting for the relationship an excuse to not fight for the relationship. It's I'll give you the bare minimum, and if you want to walk, then walk. It's your problem. I'm gonna treat you however I want to treat you, and if you have a problem with that, go. It's a glorification of the bare minimum of what you can expect from someone. It's idolatry of the ego. Look, if you're in a relationship with somebody, then you already understand that human nature, human emotions are not something you can simplify down to a theory such as idiotic as let them. Whatever they're gonna do, just let them. What a brilliant theory. Letting someone go is simply easier than understanding. It's easier than fighting for it. It's easier than working for it. And what we have are a bunch of people who simply want to let them go. They want that. They don't want to fix their relationship. God forbid, that's too much work. Why don't we just let this one go because it's already a little bit dirty and tarnished, and let's just go ahead and get this one instead. This one is so much easier. I can pick it up just like that. I don't have to work on any of my relationships. Let's just let them go. And if they have a problem with it, that just proves that they're toxic. And that's the trick. They're the toxic ones, not me. I don't have to work on my relationships. And that's exactly why I say it's a glorification of your own ego. Human beings are driven by attachment needs. I mean, forget Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We're also talking about basic human needs, needs of connection and attachment and love and even physical love. It's like we need those things to just be average, to just be normal human beings. And the fact that somebody would just let somebody else go without fighting for the connection, fighting for the bond, fighting for that relationship is so counterintuitive to people. Here's where most people get relationships and dating wrong. They'll fight for the relationship after the relationship. They won't fight for it while they have it. But when it's gone, now they want to fight for it. And this let them theory simply reinforces that idea. It's, you know what? I don't have to fight for this. I'll just go ahead and let them go, grab somebody else, and if they've got a problem with it, it's their problem. The let them theory assumes that every form of distancing is rejection, and it's not. You need time alone, time by yourself, time with friends in order to have a healthy and functional adult life. I completely agree with the idea that your partner should be your best friend and that you don't ever want to do anything or go anywhere without him. I totally get that and understand that. But you've also got to understand that you do need time alone. Sometimes when dad comes home from work, mom needs to de-stress from being with the kids all day. And sometimes when dad comes home from work or on the weekends, he needs to just go out with his buddies for a couple hours so he can detach from the world. There's nothing toxic about this dynamic. And look, if you are of that relationship where you two truly never need to be apart and the other partner feels the same way, that's great. I'm not knocking that at all. What I'm saying is that most people, most partners just simply need some time away. And treating every form of distancing like it's somehow rejection is just nonsense. Especially if you're in the dating stages, women often pull away to either test you or because you're acting too needy, because you're acting too weak. And that's not really a game, it's them testing you. It's them saying, hey, you're slacking a little bit, you're slipping. You good? Because I don't want to get into a relationship with somebody who's gonna act like this. I need to be able to trust you and your masculine frame. I need to be able to trust you and your emotional strength that you can handle this. So oftentimes when people pull away, especially during the dating stages, it's not because they're toxic or they're trying to play a game. It's because they can sense something's a little bit weak and they need you to be able to deal with it yourself because your partner isn't your therapist. If you want to add a whole nother level on top of this relationship dynamic, we can even talk about avoidance. Avoidants who have deep psychological wounds from their childhood or their early life that are constantly triggered by pretty much everyone around them, including family members. And what they need to do to detox, to de-stress is to pull away. And their partners can't stand it, especially if you're secure. Oh my God, especially if you're anxious. God forbid you go a day without talking to your partner, And look, that's completely fine. These are all complex dynamics that you've got to understand if you're going to be in a relationship with someone, especially, like I said, if they're an avoidant. The let them theory fails people because it's not just emotionally lazy, it's emotionally validating. It says to your ego, it says to your person, no matter what you do, if the other person has a problem with it and they pull away, like, by the way, they're supposed to, if they have any respect for themselves or the relationship, then let them. That's not your problem. You didn't do anything wrong. Let them go. You don't need to fight for your relationship. You don't need to change. And that's such a key point. Let me labor on that just for a second. You change. How you treat your mother, your father, your friends, and your lover are all different. You are all different people to them. You change a little bit for every single role that you play in life. That's not because you're a different person. That's because you have to put on a different hat, a different uniform to address the needs of the people that you are trying to serve. And this idea that I see so predominant, especially with the feminist bullshit, and it is bullshit, is this idea of, I'm not gonna change for a man, I'm not gonna change for my kids, I'm not gonna change for my relationship. It's like, fantastic. Exit stage right, okay? My right, that'd be your left, whatever. You could not ask for a more destructive state of mind than the person who is unwilling to change, unwilling to budge, unwilling to negotiate, unwilling to communicate anything in their relationships and simply says, it is my way or the highway, and if you don't like it, you can leave. And that's exactly what this bullshit theory enables people to believe and cements them further in that ego. It oversimplifies complex dynamics and encourages emotional detachment. Again, if a problem comes up in your relationship, the let them theory says, whatever, if they've got a problem with it, let them. You're not the problem. They are. It totally dismisses nuance. It is to say that everybody's the same, all relationships are the same. It dismisses nuance, trauma responses, avoidant defenses, miscommunications, which are so key in a relationship and plays a key part in breakups, is simple miscommunication between partners. And when you have one, especially one who is a proponent of this let them theory, there's no need to communicate there because let them, whatever. I don't care. I'm not the problem. Let them go. I don't care. Go. I don't care. Go. Now let's really break this down to something specific that irks me to no end. When two people separate, you always have the dumper and the dumpee. And what I often see is the dumper who says, let them, who initiates the let them theory, who's like, you know what? If they don't come back, then it's their problem. It's like, you're the one that broke up with them. You're the one that gave up on the relationship. You do not get to be the one to initiate the let them theory. That's for your dumpee. Do you know how I know that? Because the let them theory is supposed to be applied to things that you have no control over. The dumpee had no control over you ending that relationship. That's why you, as the dumper, did and can't initiate it. What's really going on is when the dumper dumps the dumpee and says, you know what, if they wanted to fight for the relationship, then whatever, they would, let them. It's like, they're already dumped. The relationship is already over. It's like performing CPR on a dead body. There's no use. That relationship is already gone. What you're expecting is not them to save the relationship, which is to put in all the work and you do nothing, by the way. It's to make them crawl and grovel back to you, which is why I said again, it does nothing but reinforce your f***ing ego. Now look, detachment for health reasons is absolutely valid. If your partner was toxic, your partner was abusive, mentally, physically, whatever like that, and you were the one to end that relationship, it's totally understandable. Then you can apply the let them theory even though you're the one that dumped them because, hey, guess what? You're not the one that gave up on that relationship. You're the one that simply had enough. You drew the line in the sand and said, hey, you're not going to treat me like this. It's not happening, and you've got to let that person go. Totally makes sense. You are totally valid in that belief. But again, what I see from the majority of people who do the dumping, which by the way, the majority of them are women, sorry, the man isn't groveling after them like their ego demands out of them, like they're constantly reinforced to believe from the bullshit that they see on social media, that every man should worship the ground you walk on because you're mid. It's like saying, just walk it off. It's great advice if you've got a cramp. Terrible advice if you've got a torn ligament. The point is, blanket advice is dangerous. That's why there's the need to really understand your partner, not just relationships in general, because you want to be the one, you should want to be the one who is able to give your partner what your partner needs. And if you're not willing to do that, put in the work to learn them, you're not supposed to be in a relationship. And the honest and simple truth is the vast majority of people that are watching these videos, you're not really who I'm talking to. And that's the crux of the situation, because the people who care about their relationships, they watch videos like this and they learn from videos like this. But the people who don't care, don't watch videos like this. They don't care at all. They're just gonna go through life and do whatever they want. They hear the little let them theory on TikTok, they'll like the video, share it. Of course, it's gonna be directed at one of their exes, and they're just gonna go on with life, man. They don't care. You don't need to be another toxic person just because your ex was either. So just because maybe they did you wrong, it doesn't mean that you have to do your next ex wrong the exact same way, or automatically think that they're gonna treat you the exact same way. And look, there's a huge difference between the let them theory and drawing healthy boundaries in a relationship. That when that boundary is crossed, and by the way, it's communicated to your partner that, hey, I don't like this. If you keep doing this, we're going to have problems. It might lead to the end of the relationship. I'm not saying you need to chase your ex or you need to be the one to chase somebody, but I am saying you don't need to pretend like you don't care either. Silence without understanding is just avoidance dressed in self-respect. But real strength isn't found in your ability to detach from someone. It's found in knowing who's worth holding your space for. And the reason people like you watch videos like this is because you're tired of the cliche relationship breakup advice. And you want something that's a little bit more nuanced, that actually understands a little bit more about the human dynamic. Lil bro, lil sis, you've got this, and I've got you. I'll see you in the next one.